Well, I was a designer in Detroit, and it snowed on me one too often, and I had a '63 Corvette with racing tires on it, and I was always getting in trouble, so I said, I better get out of here. So I loaded up my Corvette with everything I owned, and I came to California looking for a job. One day I went to a party. A buddy of mine invited me to a party, and his son was playing with Hot Wheels on the orange track, and I didn't have kids yet. So I said, well, what are those? And he says, well, I'm the designer at Mattel doing these cars. I said, I'll draw cars, toy cars for a couple years. Why don't you get me in? So he got me the interview, and it was a natural fit. I mean, as soon as it wasn't doing stock cars, it was doing hot rods and customs and stuff, and it was perfect for me. So it worked out, and I stuck around for 40 years. In the beginning, of course, it was just a basic Hot Wheel track with gravity taking the car down. And when we got to the loop, we thought, oh man, a real car could never do that. When we got out in the test facilities and got that car out there, man, it took some brave people, because back then, you didn't have roll bars or anything. You just took a car and you went for it, And there were a few times we didn't make it, but all in all, getting that final part of the loop and then coming back out of it, that was really cool. And now with the horsepower that these cars are making and the engineering to put these tracks on and these jumps they're doing and everything, oh, it's fantastic, the changes that have been made. The Bone Shaker, of course, towards the end of my career, I come up with this thing, and that's got to be one of my favorites. Didn't think much about it. It was just another sketch with an idea, and I got a theme going, and I thought, oh, this would be pretty cool. And all of a sudden it came out, and all of a sudden everybody started talking about it and started collecting it. This was the original sketch. It got pretty roughed up, because when I got done with it, I threw it in the trash. When you make the car, you have to figure out how to make it, because you only have 3 or 4 parts. That's why the original Bone Shaker doesn't have a windshield, because I used I had to make the skull, the engine, the interior with one part, because that was chrome. Then you got the die-cast chassis and the die-cast body, and then when you put them all together, you get the whole car. So this was the next day after I did the idea, I said, could I make this in the way I wanted to make it? And then you had to go back and engineer it and do all that from that point on. The main thing, of course, in this car was the skull. It was a way to get the real mean look out of a hot rod. And then I did the hands holding the headlights like this, and then it goes back, and of course the small block Chevy, but this one is injected just like the toy, so I didn't think they'd do that, but that's really neat, because that's pure horsepower right there. Okay, here we go. All right, now see, that was Hot Wheels performance right there, man. That's what a hot rod's supposed to be all about. All I need now is an orange track.